Hey guys, how you doing? Today we're gonna have a little lesson. It's gonna be about support and resistance and how to take advantage, how to use it the proper way, and basically why you need to use support and resistance. Why is it the best thing to use in your arsenal as a trader? And that's really about what I'm gonna teach you guys. So basically, let's start off. Why use support and resistance? For me now, I use support and resistance to give me a key, like give me an idea, a visual idea or placement where I know that there is heavy traffic or either heavy buying or heavy selling. And that's really why I use it. I don't know why other people use it, but I think that should be the basis of why they use, support and resistance. But for me now, let me just clarify this. For me, I do not call these support and resistant. Personally, I call them key areas. And the reason why I call them key areas is because I realize that from my years of trading is that plenty of time when I use the support and resistance to like basically take a trade, which would be like a breakout trade, it end up failing. So when I call a key area, it leaves a mental stop in my, well, not a mental stop, but something in my head to be like, okay, even though I have the support and resist in there, that does not mean the stock have to, you know, actually fall on that specific um, price range. For example, here, I like for example the resistance would be here. Resistance would be here. What you see, the stock, okay, this price is 12.17 and it went above 12.17, rejected and came back down. So for me now, I will look for the future. This would basically tell me that over here in this area is heavy selling, right? Now look at it. In the future, yeah, it came up here, but as soon as it came in this area, look at it. It went above, yes, but as soon as it hit back in this area, hard selling. See, it just fell down. It got stomped down. So that's why I call them key areas. So for the future now, I know that this area I have to be careful. I have to be careful because over here it went up here and it got rejected. That's sure. So let's look at this. Came in this area, this zone right here, and I will call this a sell zone. Because if it wasn't a sell zone, it would have never got rejected right here. You see the wick? The wick is telling you it went up here, but it went up to this price around say 12.50, and the price action retraced back and closed right here, basically at like 12.17. And then this candle it did the same thing. It went in that same area and it got rejected. And then it came down, went up, went down, came back in that same zone, sell zone. And as soon as it hit it, yeah, it went up a little bit. But as soon as it cooled off, it tanked right back down. That's just showing you there's a lot of selling pressure up in that area. Now, let's get into how to use the trend line support and resistance, right? So, for me now, this would be support. I mean, this will be resistant. This would be resistance right here in this area. And I always put trend lines in basically at the pivot of different section of the chart. And this for me, it gives me an idea of where again there's buying or selling pressure, right? We're gonna put colors on these. Okay, so I use red to signify basically this the resistant area, and all is just telling me is to be careful. If I'm gonna take a trade, be cautious. And the way how I confirm these trade in these area is based on looking at the level two, watching the volume, and also watching the time of sales and the price action. So all these things combined together give me the goal of how or when to and how much size I should jump in that trade, right? So we're gonna go here. So here we go. We went up here. We had some resistance. It came back down. Then after it came back down, this right here, how I would look at this is basically it's trying to test this previous resistance, but it was so much buying pressure that it didn't even come close to this um, resistant area of 217. But either way, I still the fact that it got rejected in this area, put my another resistant right here as a key area. It came back down, and this would be support. This here would be support. This is just showing you that these are the high buying zone. This whole area and this area, buying zone, because it's showing you that as soon as it came down here, price action started to go back up, and it retest that same support, and it rejected the support in terms of it going lower, and it went higher. It was trying to go lower, but the support hit it. The price action hit support, and it went higher, showing you that there's high buying power, high buying pressure down here, right? So now it touched support, went higher, hit that resistance. You see that there's all this void right here. All this void is telling me it's buying pressure. Because if there was no buying pressure, it would have came all the way back down. So the fact that it held up, this is showing me that there is buying pressure, right? And now it's in the zone of the basically in this the selling zone. All this resistance. Cautious. You gotta be cautious in this area. Gotta be make sure that you're gonna make the right decision in terms of jumping in the trade, how much size you're jumping in, and when you're gonna jump in. It went back up in this selling pressure area and tanked. Went back to this buying zone again. And this is why people use support and resistant. Me, I don't call them support and resistant again. I call them key areas. And this is why people and why you should use and implement support and resistance in your trade, because this help you to basically make the right trades, get in the right time, know when to get in and when to get out, when not to getting, when not to get in and when not to get out in a sense. So look at it. It came back here, buying pressure, push it right back down to support. It's showing you that there's a lot of buying pressure, because if there was no buying pressure, it would have tanked. It held up, back into resistant territory, aka selling territory. It held up pretty nicely. When it's holding up like this, it's showing you that there are a lot of buyers in this area. Showing buying pressure. This is what it's telling you, is buying pressure is holding up. Again, if it didn't have a lot of buying or people interested in buying, this would have tanked, either came back down to support, or either break support and go lower. So now look at it. It's holding up, and it's slowly testing this resistant area. It's testing it. Still can't break, but at the same time, there are buyers holding it. So there's sellers up here and there's buyers. So that's when you start seeing the stock consolidate, because there's an even or an equal amount of buyers versus seller, or sellers versus buyers. So they're like holding up the stock, and that's why you get that consolidation in this area. You see the consolidation, because there's buyers up here, sellers, and they're equal. There's no one buying more, and there's no one, buying less. It's even. It's an even transaction. It might not be even 100%, like saying 1280, 1263 versus 1217, but it's trading, and people are buying within that range. Then it came back down here. Now this previous, this previous resistance, look at it. This was red before. This previous resistance turned support. That's telling you that there is buyers down here. These buyers are holding it down. I mean, holding it up. Sorry, holding it up. Now, this would be an okay area for you to jump in based on the fact that it's showing you that it have buyers in this area. This would have been an okay trade. In hindsight, it didn't really work out, but I wouldn't be mad at you if you took this trade. But I still, for me now, I will still be a little bit cautious in this area. But like I said, you can still take this trade, and I wouldn't be mad if you took this trade. Just have the idea or a little, little alert that if it goes up here and it rejects, just get out. Even if it's a small loss or even if it's a small win. A win is a win, and if you have a small loss, it's better than losing two, three, even $1,000, and that's how you basically manage your risk, right? So went back up, tested this resistance, came back down. Look at it. This is the same support that was held over here. The first support was down here. Second support started over here from the previous resistance that turned support. And now you see this is buying power. People are down here buying, holding it up. So even if you took a trade in this area, and I'm not saying jump in there blindly in terms of, okay, there's support, I'm gonna jump in. You have to learn to read your level twos, read your volume, your time and sales, and the price action. This is how you confirm that this support is going to hold. I wouldn't advise you to jump in saying, okay, this is previous support from over here and it looked like it's going to hold. Remember, the stock market is very unpredictable. So you might think it's going to hold and it don't. And the fact that it got rejected over here, that could probably weaken down here where the people that are down here trying to support is looking at, okay, no, this is failing. I don't want to jump in this stock anymore because it looked like it's failing. So you have to learn how to read price, your level twos, and your volume. And then you see it goes down here back into the support, and then it went higher back into resistance. And when it hit resistance again, it failed and tanked, and it went below, the support area. So that's basically it, guys. This is something you guys have to, and I advise for you to put in your arsenal as a trader, you know, and continue to learn and study support and resistance because this will give you an edge over the rest of the traders. So if you like this video, please like, subscribe, leave a comment in the comment section, and if you have any question, feel free. I will answer to the best of my ability. And if you guys have a video you guys want me to do for you guys, leave it in the comment section and I'll do it exactly for you guys. Thanks for tuning in. And the next video you're gonna see is basically a recap of ATNF. Um I did a good job trading it, but I was up 1,000 and change, but I gave back that profit. It is what it is. It comes with the market. It comes with being a day trader, and it is what it is. For me, I had very good risk management, and I didn't really lose that much. but I will be doing a recap on the trade I did today on ATNF. And thank you for tuning in. Like I said, comment, like, subscribe, and thanks for supporting. And see you guys later.